talk about Activity 1, Positive Classroom Environments by Torrey Harris. All right, part 1. How did the video demonstrate the InTASC standard for the course module? My response: if I was the teacher, I would use the same instructional strategies, but only group 2 students per group. Depending on their age level of teaching, smaller groups influence noise levels and help drive direct instruction. This pairing is the best approach in my current position as a special education teacher in a small classroom alternative school setting. This has benefited the students' academic and behavior improvement goals. I will use more teacher modeling techniques to encourage more student-to-student class discussion on all lesson topics. All right, part 2. If you were the teacher, how would you improve the classroom experience, especially regarding developing a community of learners and a positive classroom climate? My response: I will have the students write out classroom norms and procedures as a class opener at times to help influence a positive classroom climate. I will give the students a break for 10 minutes to get out of their seats and stretch in both physical and online instruction. Ongoing phone positive and corrective phone calls and meeting with parents will influence the positive environment. Ongoing collaboration with a general education teacher to create more detailed Kahoot games to help students give more effort, and think creatively and critically. All right, some things I noticed in the physical classroom in reference to the InTASC Standard 3 was the teacher reminded students to remember the classroom norms. She reminded students of group work norms, the requirements for that based on InTASC Standard 3. The teacher mentioned the SMART objectives. We call that in the state of Georgia small objectives about the main idea of the story. That was to understand the main idea and know what it is in the story. The teacher also had students to brainstorm, which helped establish a critical thinking instructional environment, which relates to the InTASC Standard 3. The teacher also used pictures as a guide as graphic organizers when she was explaining the reading importance of how to better understand what they were reading. The teacher was also able to give more insight about each page of the book for retention purposes in relation to InTASC Standard 3. All right, online classroom, continue what I noticed. The teacher asked students, were they nervous on the online classroom response? She engaged the students in the environment in the current home setting. She was engaging, even though they was at home, she had to be more engaged in it compared to a physical classroom, in reference to InTASC Standard 3. The teacher continued to engage and establish a positive online learning environment by giving more in-depth questioning with examples and asking students to read what they were able to read. And the example she gave was the acute angle before she compared it to the other two angles, the right angle and the other angle that she mentioned. And all of that also relates to InTASC Standard 3. The teacher asked students to explain what acute angle was and compared it to an obtuse angle. All right. Lastly, on the online classroom, I noticed the teacher made sure that students had a detailed display of questions, and she kept the students engaged with role modeling, almost becoming an actress to make the lesson meaningful for retention in reference to InTASC Standard 3. Teacher asked students who can explain how to use a protractor to help students with monitoring knowledge. Even though they were at homes, online classrooms, they were able to use an interactive protractor while online, and the teacher was able to model that and guide them on where to find that. And here are my references. Thank you.